I'm really throwing you guys a gem here by asking this question because basically, well, I'm about to appear in Greta Gerwig wrote the script and directed Little Women.
Which I've heard is incredible. Well done.
It's coming out on Christmas Day. Quick film plug. No, but seriously, so a big part of my character Meg's story is figuring out what life path she wants, and specifically which man is the right man. That's her specific story. The other sisters have other stories, but that's Meg's story. And over the last 10 years, you've given me the best dating advice I've ever had from anyone consistently. A big portion of our conversations is me just with my hand.
By the way, notice that the overlap of the 10 years is after I got married. So like once I got married to Liz and I was like, oh, it's this, then I could give good dating advice. Before that, rubbish. Go ahead.
You gave me, so because I've always felt this, because this is what our dinners look like, right, with Steve, is I'm scribbling on some corner of a napkin somewhere with a pen because I'm like, this is gold. And a lot of it was usually, I love you, kid, but you're kind of messing this bit up, and I'm just going to give it to you straight. And so for everyone else who should get to enjoy and / prosper from your incredible advice, just give me the summary of what you've been telling me for the last 10 years.
Here's
key advice.
Wow, this is like
I'm so sorry.
This is on the spot. Okay.
I know, I'm so sorry, but you're so good at this.
I have to top 3 it. Okay. Number one. Absolutely number one. Which is, and I'm going to say, I usually, because I usually give you advice about like to young women, but this can apply to anybody, which is, don't fit your life to your man, fit your man to your life.
Right, or woman.
Or woman.
Don't try and find someone.
Basically, what happens when you're young is, and I found this more in younger people than older people, is when you're younger, you're like, oh, he's really great looking, or she's great, or whatever, and you start to like pretend that you like hiking, and you know what I mean? You start like, you're right? You start like lying all the time because you're really into this person, right? Yeah, exactly. I hate hiking. Hate it.
I hate it too.
Thank you.
I hate hiking.
I love Liz. I tried hiking with her once. I was like, babe, I love you. I can't. Don't make me do this again. Please, I beg you. So the thing is that what happens is trying new things inspired by somebody else, that's awesome. But like, just don't change because like, oh, I have to make this fit this. That's right. There it is.
It's bad.
Basically,
it's a recipe for disaster.
Yes. Yeah. That's number one.
So just be radically, brutally honest about who you are and what your truths are.
Yes, because if your life, if like, I love to do this and that and this and this and this and this and that, and you meet a person that loves to do all the same things, or at least adjacent enough, and you suddenly realize, oh, I'm not lying, I'm not pretending I'm into something I'm not, I'm really myself, this is the life I'm pursuing, this is what this is what I want artistically, and he fits all of that, well, he's way better than the person that you're twisting yourself into a pretzel to
trying to figure out how to become.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That would be number one.
Okay. So spend as much time as possible trying to figure out who you are and what you like and what your truths are.
And what will make you happy.
And what will make you happy. Mm-hmm. And know those things super well.
Yes.
And then seek someone that likes those things and who you are.
And understand, 100%, and understand that you don't have to compromise those things for love. We have this belief sometimes, especially when we're young, oh, I can't just have it all. Well, of course you can.
Yeah, you can have your cake and eat it. This is the best thing Steve's been telling me for years. He's like, no, you can have all of that and the rest of it. I'm like, really?
Exactly.
And you're like, yes.
Yeah, you don't have to suffer. You can suffer for your art if you want to, and we do a little bit. Don't suffer for love.
This was genius. This was profoundly
good.
Profound for me.
I'm glad it was helpful.
Suffering and compromise not necessary. You can have it all.
And the other thing, boom. And then the other thing was, I would say, is that I believe, and this is what really, with Liz, it was the game changer, was like, when you're young, I think people think that love leads to marriage. And yes, love is part of marriage, and a very, very important part. Respect is as important, if not more important than love, in this kind of fundamental way, because there are moments when you've had 3 hours of sleep, you have, if you fundamentally respect each other, it's a great, great bedrock, right? Yeah. So and I think that when you're younger, you don't covet it as much, and I think it's critical. I don't have a third. What's a third? Here's a third. And I don't even know if I've ever said this to you. What I found is, and this has now been married 9 years, having known Liz for 12, is it's the quiet as much as the talking. It's like there's so much that we live our lives like that we feel like, you know, when you're young, it's like, oh, and you go out and you do crazy things, you stay out all night and do all this stuff, and you think that that pace of life is always, and it's not. You know what I mean? As you get older, I'm 49 now, I'll be 50 in January, that as you get older, it's like, you start to like, no, it's the stuff that sometimes isn't said is as important as the stuff that is. It's like sometimes, I swear to God, if Liz and I can have like a half an hour to watch Netflix at the end of the night, it's like heaven. I mean, you know what I mean? That's like, it used to be like all night diners and like chain smoking and all this other stuff when I was younger. Now it's like that, just like the peace of life. You know what I mean? You know, peace, you know, like our peace beats anyone's fight.
That's gorgeous. That's so lovely.
There you go.
And I guess also just to add on that, it's like, it's the things that probably the things that you each do that aren't said.
Yes. Yes, and I will say, like, you know, I wrote the line in The Person We Wallflower, we accept the love we think we deserve. That was my personal, I wrote that line when I was 26, and it took me a long time to actually apply it to my life. So it's not like it happens, oh, I thought of a slogan and oh, it's all fixed. No, you have to apply it and you have to figure it out and you have to you have to meet the right person.
Right. And I guess you can also just apply that to people, friendships, parents, across every relationship
Yourself,
you have in your life. Yourself.
Yeah, we accept the love from
we
ourselves
think
that we think we deserve.
Yes.
From our friends, from really everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the best. He really is the best.